someone I'm super grateful to call a very close friend, and also an absolute phenomenal business builder, business leader. This is the CEO and founder of Cognism, James Isilay. He is also responsible for helping us build this community. He was my very first sponsor, and gave me the confidence to build this up. And now Cognism are our global diamond partner, and we're going to be expanding with them. So James is going to be coming up to the stage in a moment, talking about multi-threading in 2023. He originally founded Cognism in 2015, and he's grown the business globally now to one of the most successful SaaS businesses that have come out of the UK. Really excited to have you on, James. You are live. How are you doing? James?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, James. How's it going?
You're live.
Great.
All right.
Sorry.
Your slides are ready. We can see you. We can hear you. So I'm going to hand over the mic to you.
Great. Brilliant. Hi, everybody. First of all, just I'd like to say, great job, James, on SaaS growth and on sales confidence. It's great to see it, from being in it like an early sponsor and advocate. It's great to see it get to this stage and to be so successful. So today, I was going to just pick on a topic, which is one topic that I'm really obsessed with at the moment, which is multi-threading sales deals. And I've really called it like multi-threading in 2023, because it's a topic that I'm deep diving myself right now while I build out new tooling for Cognism, so that we get really, really good at basically multi-threading deals and doing like large enterprise deals. So just a little bit about Cognism. We're a leading B2B contact data provider. I'd say it's like our mission to really provide the best B2B contact, the highest quality B2B contact data in the world. HQ'd in London, founded in 2015. We've had some awards along the way, we've growing very successfully right now. And I'd say like a big part of that growth and success is really about us building, just thinking through the systems that we have and making sure that we keep building better and better sales systems, IT systems. For me, I'm obsessed about having great operational processes across the business, from sales to marketing to finance, and making sure we invest in the best technology and the best processes. So the what we're going to cover in this, so the need for multi-threaded deals in 2023, and how this can impact your sales cycles and win rates. So sales teams using a multi-thread approach can get a 36% lift in win rates compared to single-threaded deals. So there's a nice little chart here, so you can kind of see, with just one contact, I believe this original data was from Gong. One contact, your win rate's around 5%, whereas if you have like 4+ contacts on average in a deal, your win rate's around 36%. For me, like I think a big thing to think about now in 2023 is that just everything's got harder, right? Money's harder to get by. Interest rates are up across the world, and it's just hard. Sales processes are just harder. We need more decision makers to win a deal. I was recently at a conference where the CFO of Zoom Video was speaking, and she made a point that she really expects salespeople to have done the preparation, to have spoken to all of the different layers of her organization and figured out exactly what her pain points are before they propose a solution. It's a waste of time to just pitch without doing the preparation, and that preparation now is harder than ever before and just requires more work, particularly on outbound deals. So what is multi-threading and why is it essential? Like multi-threading sales deals where your sales team is connected with multiple decision makers. Again, like LinkedIn data shows that 86% of sales reps have lost or delayed a deal because a champion has moved roles. So it's essential to ensure that sales reps are building up buying panels. Buy-in from multiple stakeholders is particularly important in current economic environment. As I just said, it's getting harder, and CFOs, there's more stakeholders now involved in approving deals, and you really need to, as a sales team, you need to build that case up for those specific decision makers. And how, if you were like closing deals strongly in 2021, 2022, you're just speaking to that kind of, maybe your target stakeholder was that VP of sales, like how you pitch that deal to them and how you show value might be very different to how you show value to the CFO, or to the head of legal. So again, like, you need to be crafting your message for more, for the different decision makers, and just doing more work. So yeah, this is a great little picture which came from Sales Hacker, which just like nicely illustrates what we're talking about with multi-threading, just to create like a nice like a nice pictorial view. So I think this is from The Office, so it just has all of the crew from the Office, the show, but just to create a picture of what we're talking about in terms of like reaching out to more contacts. So like what I just like, this isn't like an absolute guide, but in terms of what, asking around a couple of our sales team of like what they typically see now, and it'd be great to get feedback on chat of like what you're kind of seeing. But like deals between like 25k and 50k AAR, maybe it's like 4 stakeholders, 50k to 100k AAR, 7 stakeholders, 100k to 250k, 15 stakeholders, and a million plus 20k stakeholders. In one of our recent very large deals that we just closed, there were 70 people involved in total. 10 to 12 of those were decision makers, and 3 to 4 were procurement legal. So again, it's like those are the kind of numbers that we're talking about to really get big successful deals done. And for me, it's frustrating, and I want to make sure that we've built systems, and that I've got a very specific project that I'm doing right now and building out, where basically we want to make sure that we don't burn opportunities, right? Like if you've actually reached and built, you've actually got an opportunity that comes in, if you're not actually putting in the work to make that opportunity a success, you're wasting time. So we really need to make sure as organizations that we've built the tooling to make sure, and provided the education to our sales teams, that they know that the amount of work that they need to do to really make that deal that opportunity a success in 2023. In terms of like the approach to multi-threading, inbound versus outbound, and this is just some thoughts. Like with inbound, we're really kind of gifted the champion. So one of the things that we've seen is that our inbound win rates are really very stable right now for over the last couple of years. But outbound is now harder. Like we've seen win rates drop down, and I think I've seen this and talking to a number of other CEOs and organizations. They've seen similar things, and I believe that that's because the work on outbound is harder. Like it's harder to find a champion. It's harder to also then communicate the value across an org, because of the more contacts that are out there, the more contacts you need to reach out to. So yeah, just the main message is there's far more work to be done to make an opportunity successful, particularly on outbound. And so we just need to build new tooling, and provide the training to make sure that our sales teams are successful. Here's some steps for successfully multi-threading deals. So account research, first of all. So conduct thorough research on your target account to understand their industry pain points, and business opportunities. Identify the members of your buying group. So determine the key stakeholders involved in the purchasing decision, including decision makers, champions, influencers, and users, procurement. Build relationships, so establishing meaningful connections with all members of the buying group. Cultivate trust and rapport to become a trusted advisor throughout the process. Gather information, so actively seek input and gather information from each stakeholder. Understand their roles, responsibilities, and priorities in the organization as it relates to the value your service provides. Empower your champion, so create advocacy for your solution by leveraging their influence to gain support from other stakeholders. Develop a strong relationship with the ultimate decision makers, so understanding their goals, challenges, and decision-making criteria, aligning your solution with the strategic objectives. Coordinate and communicate, so regularly communicate and coordinate with all stakeholders involved. Share updates, progress, and relevant information to ensure everyone is on the same page, and adhere to multiple mutually agreed sequence of events. So establish a mutually agreed sequence of events and steps, managing timelines and milestones to keep the deal on track. Now, one of the things that I take a step back and take responsibility for as a CEO is that I need to provide my organization with the tooling to do this. One of the things that I found diving into a lot of demos and diving into, the tools and processes we have, and then diving into the market to look for solutions, is I just don't think there's great tooling out there that does this very well. And so we're building out a new project which is currently called Home Run. I'll talk about that in a little bit, so that we can kind of manage this process better as an organization and have visibility at the management layers that actually the process is being followed here, and that there's good process. So I think like that is a gap right now. We kind of assume that our orgs have this knowledge. One of the like striking things, we talked before about, just earlier in the early talk about sales managers being in the role for about 18 months. Typical SDR is their average tenure is also 18 months, and it's usually a 3-month ramp time. So you've got sales, ramped sales team members on average are in the role for 15 months. So the organization has an incredible responsibility to have the right tooling and the right education in place to make those individuals successful. And right now things are harder than ever, and they're probably going to likely to stay hard. And so the organization more than ever has a responsibility to provide the right tooling to help ensure that we have high win rates. It's the organization. I always say it's the organization's responsibility. It's not the salespeople. If the organization is providing the tooling and the education, then of course it's the salesperson's responsibility to absorb that and to follow process. But if the organization isn't providing those tools, isn't providing that education, then the responsibility lies with the CEO and the executive team for not providing those resources. This is just a simple outreach cadence. I'm not going to go through it or talk through it because that'd be too dull. But like right now, we've just introduced Medic into or Cognism. That's gone really well. I would really recommend www.medic.com. It's a great training. We've benefited from that. But yeah, this is just a cadence that follows the Medic methodology, and you might have your own methodologies. Right now, like we've picked this one, and again, it's just a sample cadence, but like just something to noodle on and think through about like where you want to go. And then there's all the extra activities that you can do, like executive support. I as CEO, are always there for my sales team to help provide them, extra support on deals if I can help, in any way. So, make sure that you've got that extra support. As the sales team members, I'd say, one of the things that we've strongly benefited from recently is we've upgraded, we've brought in new executive talent into the company, and as they've come in, we've tapped their networks to help support deals. So look at who is coming into your organization and see if they've got good connections that will help support your pipeline. Gifting, Reach Desks and Doso, again, helps with the connection, building relationships, which is so important. And then workshop collaboration, so encouraging connections, thought leadership, podcasts, like engaging with marketing, threading that marketing messaging in with the sales process, making sure that you've got great narrative around your positioning against competitors. Almost every element of SaaS now is more competitive than ever before, and so you really need to have great narrative around your product and differentiation. This is something I became like a little bit obsessed with when I started Cognism, this is a resource from Darktrace, which if you just Google it, POV timescale Darktrace, there's a nice little PDF that pops up. I'm not sure if they still use this, but I thought it was a great way of actually setting expectations of a great framework and template to set expectation of timeline of events with a customer. So what they've done here is they lay out like a weekly cadence, like a weekly set of steps, and that aligns the customer, and it aligns who's involved with the deal, on it both sides. And I think creates mutuality. And then if you imagine like emailing this and just check ticking off that you've made that progress, or if not, why not, and then just driving towards that timeline. I think that's a great resource to follow, and should be part of kind of standard tooling that you have in a company. Here's a couple of quotes from stakeholders. So like some quotes from Cognism staff. So yeah, I won't go through these in particular, but like just to show the importance really of stakeholders and what we like that affecting win rates on deals. And yeah, and just turning contacts into champions. So again, it's just things to be said really to kind of engage and help with the win rates on deals. So this is I'll just put the link here as well. Like if you're interested in this topic, we I'm actually personally building out a new tool that really helps with all these elements. It's going to be called Home Run. We're going to be releasing it internally first, and then a freemium version initially. So if you're interested in this, I'm really hyper focused and very interested in improving win rates and getting win rates higher. And so I'm thinking through all of the tooling that we have right now and how can we upgrade it and take it to the next level so that we can really make sure that deals opportunities are really managed very well, that we're including all the contacts, that we can get the highest win rates, and we do the preparation. So this is like a tool around preparation for deals, and making sure that that we are well prepared before we speak to the key decision makers. And so great if you're interested and engaging with me on this, then please sign up on this link, and then as we make progress, I'll connect with you and get your feedback on the tool and see if you feel it adds value. Let's see. Yes. So if you connect with me, I'm very interested in connecting with the community, engaging with the community, and really building out connections and tooling in particular, and new processes to make sure that we're all successful, that we can really unlock our company's growth, and that we really take sales, we evolve sales for the to the next level.